Now let's look into the third example. In the third example, we need to build a defect tracker. So defect tracker contains department, team, defect ID, and then name. So defect ID is going to be a constant. Now we need to decide the uh, name, owner's name, defect owner's name, and the team based on the value that is chosen in the department. Let's see how to do that. So initially I have my list. So if you look into the list, I have uh, four teams within the development department, and then four teams within the support department, two teams within testing department, and then two teams within analyst department, and then three teams within architect department. So now uh, quickly let's do something. Let's segregate this, and let's segregate them into separate list using dynamic array. So let's see how to do that. Mm, so I'm going to write this. Okay, so development, I'm going to extract the team names out of this development teams, right? Oh, okay, apologies, I already have some formula there. I have deleted everything. Yeah, I think now it's good to go. So if you look into this, I'm going to write a function here, filter. I need to filter this array, where this array is equal to development, right? So I don't need to catch any exception. So I got all the four teams within the development department. Same way, let me pick others as well. Support. So as of okay, for now, for this example, I'm just going to pick three departments. Maybe in real time, I'll be going for all. Support department. Okay, I think let me delete these formulas. Okay, fine. So let me write the same formula again. Filter. I need to filter the team based on value in the department column is equal to right. So I will be getting all the values. So if you are confused how to do the selection, complete selection, like how I do, I'll repeat that again and I will explain that. Remove all these formulas. Let's pull out the third department, architects. Oh, okay. So let me again write the filter function, filter. Now if you just hover the mouse on top of this table, at some point it will actually turn into this arrow mark, black color arrow mark, showing all the cells on top. When it turns into black color or arrow mark, just click there. If you just click on that, then it will select all the columns under that, I mean all the rows under that particular column. Now okay, so okay, apology. Let me go back to my formula. Filter uh, team where department is equal to architects. Right. So I got all the three. Now, now we need to do one more extra step here. Uh, so this is if you look into this, this is a dynamic array. So how to differentiate a dynamic array? You will be able to see a separate border across the entire array, not just a cell. Not so you will be able to see a blue color border apart from the usual usual cell borders. So that's how the dynamic arrays are highlighted separately. Now this first reference, so and this first reference alone contains the formula, not all the references. So I mean not all the cells will be having formulas. If you look here, actually the formulas are not there. So it's just showing in gray color, but this we have formula only in this cell. Now these cells are going to play the key role. Now go to formulas, uh, define name. Now let's define the name as development is equal to this cell, and then mark a hash symbol. Once you put a hash symbol, it will actually pick the entire dynamic array. So how much ever the array keeps growing, okay, name should be unique. Let me check. I think it is already declared somewhere else. Let me remove this. Mm, I think we have already declared this name for another example. Actually, I'm working on the same sheet, so let me delete this. Yes, I'm sure I have to delete this. New development value is t3 hash. Right. Same way, let's create one for support. Value is this cell and hash. Okay. Okay. Let me come back to this. Let me create. Meanwhile, let me create one for architects. Let me remove this support. Okay, I can just edit this. Let me repoint this to this cell and hash. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm ready with three departments. So development, support, and architects. Now let me go back here, and I must select the data validation as okay. Meanwhile, we can do one more thing. This is actually a table. At times, this may not be able to understand the. Let's try with that. But most of the time, data validation will not be able to understand the dynamic array formulas. Let's just give a try, and otherwise we need to go for alternate approach. Equal to unique. Right. So I'm just picking the unique values. Let's see if this works. It used to say that it evaluates an error. Yeah, it's not working. So as I have mentioned before, dynamic array formulas are not actually working within the table. Now there is another way to do this. We'll explain that now. Similar to the way how we have extracted the departments, like how we have extracted the teams for the departments, let's pick out the department list as well. Department list equal to unique. Now let's pick this column. So I got the unique list out of this. Now I need to define another name here. Define name department list, and it starts at this location. Not to get the complete array, we must mention hash symbol. Now let's go back here. Now, okay, pick the complete column. Go to data validation. Now let's see list. Now press F3 as I have mentioned before, plus F3, and here we got the department list, right? So now it will be able to resolve the dynamic array. So yes, cool. Now let's see how to now if I choose the department as development, I must be able to see the team names of development, not the team names of support department. Now let's see how to do that. Here we must use a formula called indirect. Now already we have already done the preparation step for that. uh, if you look into the name manager, for the name development, we have already pointed that to variables t3. That is, for the name development, it will actually go to this cell and it will pick all the values. So uh, here we are going to write a formula within the data validation. Go to data validation, go here, and then list now equal to, again we are going to play with the indirect formula, indirect of this value. Now I am not supposed to log the row number as well, because column is going to be the constant, because column is going to be the department column, but row is not going to be the constant value, because for the first entry it's going to be A2, for the second entry it's going to be A3. So I must remove the dollar sign in front of this, right? So I got the list here. So now it has actually resolved to this, development has resolved to the development teams. Now if I go here and then if I pick support, I must be able to see L1, L2, L3, L4 support. So that's the trick. Same way we can do this for testing as well. Look into the testing. Oh, okay, sorry, we haven't declared anything for the testing. We have declared something for architects. Yes, we got them. Now let's go to the next row and let's pick some other one, support. Now it should actually pick the support list. Yes, so that's the reason I have asked you to mention $A2. It's not $A, $2. If you pick $A, $2, it will always refer to this A2 cell alone. That is architects. So it will always list you the architects team names. Instead, if you put $A2, so it will just log the column and then it will keep moving with the rows. It will be keep moving with the rows. So right. So now we can give any defect ID, defect 1, something like that. Now again we have a big rule to pick the names team. Okay, so we are going to play with the similar trick here. Let's pick okay, let's pick a team for now. Now actually, okay, for in this example I have my architects. So department is actually architect and then team is business architect. Let me see who are all under business architect. Let me pick security architect so that you will be able to see a list. Security architect. Now if you look here, so I have Dave and Henry coming under security architect. Now so let me get a list of security architects. Now we are going to extract the name from this. Again we are going to use filter name, where this team is equal to security architect. This solution will be effective for the cases where you have known number of teams and limited number of teams. This solution may not fit into a case where you have a huge number of teams, so where you may need to declare more number of references in the name manager. that's actually quite tedious compared to the ideal solution. But as of now, Excel doesn't support, I mean, Excel data validation doesn't support the dynamic array. If this supports dynamic array, we can straight away go for the form, we can straight away go and write the formula directly into the data validation instead of writing them into the cells. So that's the limitation of Excel right now. We hope to see them relaxing this in the future. Fine. So now I have this. Let me choose one from level 1 support, right? Okay, I have Fletcher. I use this in my project. We do have some 10 teams, and that's almost constant. We don't get the team names getting modified very often. So I went for this approach and declared some 10 teams so that in case of any new additions in future. So for example, if we have any new additions like people joining the L1 support, level 1 support, or level 4 support, we keep adding the people name and we just update their team alone. I'll show you how to do that. Uh, is equal to filter name, and then team is equal to level 1. Right. So I have Fletcher now. Now I have to resolve this again uh, to the values of the team. Now let's see if this works. List equal to I think I made to define the name for level 1 support. Level 1 support is equal to uh, this cell, and let me put a hash same way. Okay, I think we are not okay, here comes the tricky part. We are not supposed to mention space here. So now we are so let's go with the underscore. I will tell you how to tackle the situation within the formula. Okay, and same way, let me define a name for this, that security architect. It should be this reference with the hash. Again, we are not supposed to use the space values, otherwise Excel will throw an error. Right. So now we have the values here. So it's one is security architect and one is level 1 support. Now this will not resolve even though we have applied the data validation. Now let's go and look into the data validation. Even though we have said $B2, this will not resolve the actual value. That's because we have actually declared the name as security underscore architect, whereas this will be looking for security space architect. Now so in order to get rid of this, we must uh, do something. I'll tell you how to do that. We have a formula called substitute. So let's see how this works. Substitute, let's take this text, and what needs to be substituted. I want my underscores to be substituted with space, right? So that gives me the actual value of security architect. Now I have to write this formula within the data validation. So now let's pick the same data validation rule, get into this, and then within indirect write this formula, just paste this formula. um, Instead of table, sometimes table reference may not work within the data validation, so go for this location, and as I have mentioned $b2. So what it means, take the text value from $b2, convert the underscore value to space value. Okay, it should be on the other way. Convert the, apologies, I think I have convert the space value to underscore value, right? Now I think it should work. Yeah, right. So what happened actually is, let me remove this. What happened actually is, here we have declared the names as security space architect. It's very normal for us to write with the spaces, but the problem with the name manager is name manager will not support the space values. So we must obviously go for some delimiter instead of space. I used to go with the underscore values, security underscore architect level 1 underscore, okay, support, something like that. So we'll go for this, but before resolving the data validation, within data validation we write a rule to, okay, not here, let me select this column. Within data validation we write a rule to substitute the space values with underscore value, so that before getting to result, it will actually get converted into security underscore architect in the background, and then this security underscore architect will match with the security underscore architect will match with the name which we have given. Okay, so that's how it works. Now I will be able to see the Fletcher here. Now let me add one more person, Jennifer, level 1 support, right? Let's see if I'm able to see Jennifer as well here, right? So it's actually one-time setup activity. Once you are set with this, you can keep adding any number of people within your team. If you have a finite set of teams or departments, this is the best solution. As of now, Excel has the limitation of adding the dynamic array formulas directly within the data validation. Excel will not be supporting that. So this is the best option. Go for this. Okay. So thank you for joining. Meet you all in the next video. Thank you so much.